Woo! It's 8:30. Every night at 8:30. Go on Facebook because it's Cocktails in the War Room. I'm Mistress Carrie. Thank you for hanging out on my page with me every night. I believe we have done this 47 times now, and we're all still locked in the house. We're still social distancing. We are still wearing masks and gloves. And so that means we get to drink. And that's what we meet up here in the War Room every night at 8:30. What's going on, Rick? Hey, Tim. Hey, Melissa. Happy birthday, Hillary. Happy birthday. What's going on, William and Billy, Thomas, Mariah? Hey, Will. Hey, Trisha. Thank you guys for coming back and hanging out with me in the War Room. What's going on, Christina? Hey, Andrea. Cheers to you guys. Hello from Ohio, says Philip. That is awesome. Hey, Mickey. I got a story for you about Portland, Oregon tonight. You are going to think this is funny. Hey, Honey Ange. What's going on, Amber, Linda, Melissa, Lisa? Welcome back to the War Room. Cheers to you guys. I busted out my Leominster High School pint glass tonight to drink Fernandez's sangria. Hey, Rodney. Hey, Chris. What's going on, Rick and Ron? Cheers to you. Hey, Michelle. What's going on, Brian? So we got to get the birthdays out of the way first because two people that I love very much that are heroes of mine are celebrating birthdays today. So happy birthday and cheers to you if you are celebrating your birthday today. You share your birthday with the great Duke Ellington. You share it with Willie Nelson. And you share it with Tommy James from Tommy James and the Shondells. And you share your birthday with my friend Hillary, Airborne, and to my friend John Gonsalves, who I talked about in a previous episode, who started Homes for Our Troops many, many years ago. And both of them have done amazing volunteer work for our veterans and continue to give back constantly. And I love them very much. So I want to say happy birthday to them and happy birthday to all of you. How do you think Willie Nelson's celebrating his birthday today? He doesn't smoke anymore, you know. He only does edibles. He said he's trying to take care of his lungs now that he's in his 80s. Happy birthday, Willie. So how are you guys doing? I will tell you that I feel really good today. I had a very productive day. I got up really early today, not by choice, but I had one of the pulley wheels that works on my garage door opener started spitting out ball bearings. And so I put in a call to the garage door guys to come and fix it for me. And they arrived very early this morning. And at first I was like, because they said, we're going to call you when we're on our way over. And they called at like 8:30. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You want to get me out of bed this early? But I was actually really psyched that they came and did it early because it got me out of bed. I knew today was going to be sunny and I wanted to get a lot of stuff done today. That's funny, Colleen. Eat, pass for Willie Nelson. Very good. Very good. So they fixed my garage door opener, which was great. I haven't been up that early in a while, and I did not sleep well last night again. It's like I get one good night of sleep, and then I have 3 or 4 where I only get a few hours of sleep, and then I have another good night of sleep. I'm hoping I'm going to sleep good tonight. Hey, Mike. I saw that you got activated. Thank you very much for your service. We love you. One of the medics that I flew with in Iraq, who is still in the Mass Army National Guard, is now activated treating coronavirus patients. And he's another one of my heroes. So way to go, Mike. So I got up today early, had my coffee, and then started making lists of all of the things I wanted to get done today. And I dyed my hair blue and went hiking, says Jessica. Well, that's a full day. Wayne says, I found hot dogs today. Joy, hot dogs for a week. Wayne, do you put celery salt on your hot dogs? Because my friend Sean says that you are not eating hot dogs for real unless you put celery salt on them. So let me know if that's what you're doing. Let me see. Victor says he's having serious insomnia. You're not drinking enough. I think I'm drinking plenty. You see me drink almost every night here in the war room. Let's see. Did I get my phone holder? No, it is supposed to be here by the end of the week. I believe it's coming tomorrow. Ooh, very exciting. The production value on Cocktails in the War Room is going to skyrocket. No longer will it bounce around with my hand. You'll be able to see me make giant hand gestures like Crazy Eddie. Remember him? I'm Crazy Eddie and my prices are insane. Remember that guy? When we were kids on TV? Totally just dated myself. Anybody under the age of like 30 has no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I apologize. Ooh, Rick says he puts onion salt on it. Jessica says never tried it. Yeah, my friend Sean puts celery salt on his hot dogs. He says that's the way to do it. We bought half a cow. Freezer is full. No food shortage here, says Lisa. Half a cow. Drinking isn't good for sleeping, says Jessica. Thanks for telling me that now on day 47 of Cocktails in the War Room. Insomniacs Unite, says Laura. I know. Maybe we should do like Insomnia TV on Instagram at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I got a bunch of stuff done today. I raked some bark mulch today. Can we talk about the fucking mayflies? Do you guys get them? I mean, I know it's a Massachusetts and kind of New England thing, but are they really bad where you are right now? Because the frickin' mayflies were brutal today. I waited, CJ, I'm going to talk about that coming up. I see what you're writing on there. I waited until the afternoon thinking that when the sun got on the mulch pile and stuff, that would be a better thing. No, the mayflies were so bad. They were like flying, and I put sunglasses on because they kept flying into my face. And I must have looked like a crazy person to the people like walking by and driving by because I was like just swatting constantly. So I didn't get as much mulching done as I wanted to get done today, but I was able to do some stuff with the flowers out in front of my house. The flies were awful. They are awful, says Colleen. Yep, up my nose, in my eyes, says Laura. Victor says 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Nocturnal war room. CJ says, yes, the black flies horrible this year. They have been awful. Horrible. Now, can the people that are watching this from outside of New England please chime in? What's up, Richie? Can you guys chime in on the comments and let me know if you guys get mayflies, or is this just a New England thing? They're like the little itty bitty, like no-see-ums almost. They're like flying around, but they bite you like it feels like a fucking somebody taking a chunk out of your skin. Mayflies, are those gnats? I don't know. First of all, what is the doctor called that studies bugs? Is that an epidemiologist? No. Kevin, congratulations on the baby. Hey, Raz. Hi. Welcome to the war room. I hope you guys have cocktails. Guys, can we cheers? Please? Can we cheers my former coworker, Kevin? Because he just had a beautiful baby boy. So, cheers. Hey, Gina. I love that my skydiving fam is hanging out with me in the war room. We haven't had a snowy, cold enough winter. Entomologist. I knew it was something like that. Thank you, Kelly, for the correction. Entomologist studies the bugs. But do you guys, like outside of New England, get these fucking black flies, like the mayflies? Entomologists, you guys are all fantastic. Thank you for being smarter than me. They have a bugologist, says Drea. That's fantastic. Yeah, they have been really bad. So I got kind of eaten alive. But then I got a bunch of other stuff done. I went out today. I don't do it often, but I had to go to Home Depot and get a battery for my edger. First of all, I went to Home Depot, which means I left the house, which means, hey, Stu, which means I was allowed to go to Dunkin' Donuts and get an iced coffee, which it's like heaven. I only allow it when I leave the house. I don't leave the house but maybe once or twice a week at the very most. But the iced coffee, fantastic. Went to Home Depot, waited in line, mask, gloves, the whole deal. Can I just say to the prick who was walking around Home Depot today, especially by all the people waiting in line, social distancing, waiting to check out, that if you're one of those people that thinks it's funny or you think it's, you're trying to make some kind of political statement or whatever about walking around with no mask and gloves on, purposefully coughing as you walk by the line of people checking out at Home Depot, can Charlie Baker make some kind of temporary law here in the Commonwealth that we get to kick that guy in the ball bag? Because that guy fucking sucked today. And everybody knew what he was doing. And everybody's standing there in the quiet, being polite to everyone. And we're all just standing there. And this fucking prick just walks by and he's going, and I was like, I wonder if I kick that guy in the balls right now, if anyone would corroborate his story when the cops arrived, or if everyone in line at Home Depot would be like, I didn't see nothing. I think he walked into a broom handle. I didn't see her kick him in the balls. Like, who does that? Like, I understand that you might be wanting to make some kind of fucking this is America freedom thing where the government shouldn't be able to tell you where you can go and what the fuck you can do and blah, 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 or whatever. But everybody's friggin' nervous. One of the only places that people can go and leave the house and get anything that they need is at Home Depot or the supermarket. And you're just walking around. And like we've said in the past in the war room, 40% of the people that are testing positive for the coronavirus right now are completely asymptomatic and don't even know what they have. So if that guy that was just going walking by the checkout line at Home Depot, he totally could have had it, A. B, if he's doing that on purpose and then he had it, can we then sue him for assault with a dangerous or deadly weapon? It's just, I was just thinking, kick him in the balls. Thank you, Edwin. Or throat punch, says Ash. You got to be careful with the hands, though, because if you don't have surgical gloves on, you don't want to make hand, knee, or face contact. That's why I thought I went to Home Depot in my gardening outfit, my Run DMC t-shirt, my overall farmer jeans. Just, I know, it's like a porn description right now. You're getting hot and heavy. Just try to calm down. And my boots. And then I had my mask on that my friend Kathy made for me and my gloves and whatever. And I was like, I got boots on. I think I want to kick him in the balls. And he was wearing jorts. Did I say that too? It just made him more of a douche nozzle. Anyway, can you not be that guy? I understand if you want to make some kind of freedom statement, if you think the stay-at-home advisories are crap and you're America, don't tread on me, Constitution dude. I get all of that. None of us want to be at home. But don't fucking cough on me. You want to don't tread on me? Well, don't cough on me. Prick fuck. Told you I was in a good mood. I'm wound up today. I don't know why. I think it might have been the iced coffee. It could have been the 20-ounce Red Bull that I had while I was raking bark mulch today. That might have something to do with it. Okay. I got a ton of stuff I got to talk to you guys about. A lot of really cool stuff. So first of all, the guys from Five Finger Death Punch wrote a $150,000 check to the Gary Sinise Foundation. Now, you may remember that all of 2019, the guys from Five Finger Death Punch had pledged a portion of every concert ticket that they sold to the Gary Sinise Foundation. And then they also did that cover of Blue on Black that they did with Brian May and Brantley Gilbert. And so the proceeds from that as well, with Kenny Wayne Shepherd, who was featured on the track, they made a $150,000 $1,000 donation to the Gary Sinise Foundation yesterday. So I want to give the guys from Five Finger Death Punch credit for putting their money where their mouth is, because they are incredibly supportive of the military and of veterans. And I just thought it was amazing that they wrote that kind of a check. So that was fantastic. Here in the War Room every night, we have a cocktail if you so choose, but we are also very supportive of those people that do not drink or cannot drink anymore. That's why we do mocktails in the War Room on Tuesday, although I apologize for fucking that up a little bit last night. But beer sales are soaring in the United States, and they might not be the beers you're thinking of. Microbrews and all of those fancy, high alcohol beers are not what is selling like crazy right now. The beer with the highest percentage of increase since the COVID-19 crisis, Busch Light, which is up 44%. These are the beers that have had the highest growth in the last couple of months. Busch Light, Miller Lite, Michelob Ultra, Natty Light, Modelo, and Miller Lite. So I appreciate, are you guys all drinking light beers right now? Is that what you're drinking in the War Room? Because you think that you're not going to get as fat, or you're not going to, be as unhealthy. Those are the beers that are, and the article that I read even said, sorry, face police, touching my face. They said that people are still drinking stuff like wine, liquor, and White Claws, obviously, but that those beer sales are, Steven says, Natty Ice, baby, Coors Light. Hey, what's up, Eric in New Jersey? Stay safe down there. So those are the beers that are seeing the greatest increase. So that's what you're drinking right now. Lars Ulrich's sons from Metallica, did a performance online of Eleanor Rigby, and you know what a huge Beatles fan I am. Lars also said recently in an interview that it is very likely that Metallica is going to record a new album because of everything going on with the coronavirus. So I thought that was pretty cool. Although I would not suggest naming it Death Magnetic 2. I just think it might be a little morbid for what's going on right now. Jim Root from Slipknot and formerly of Stone Sour has announced that he's going to work on a solo project. This I saw, and I wanted to point it out to you guys just because, face police, sorry, I'm itchy. Because there's such a disconnect between the farmers, the everything like from pig farmers, dairy farmers, vegetable farmers, all of the farmers, because the distribution chains have been disrupted with restaurants and schools not ordering big bulk foods. The average American wastes 25% of the food that they buy at the store. And I thought that was insane. Because obviously right now, there's so many people on unemployment. There's so many people furloughed and laid off that you're trying to watch every penny. And I thought this study was unbelievable that 25%. So figure out what you spent at the food store the last time you went to the grocery store or the farmer's market or the butcher shop, wherever it is that you're going. Figure out what the bill was and then take 25% of that and throw it away. How much money is that you're wasting? And so I wanted to point that out to you because if you are like me and you're really trying to control your spending right now, that is a huge way to save money, is to really try to cut down on your food waste. Not only because it's bad for the environment, because it ends up in landfills, but it's also obviously socially irresponsible because the food banks have record numbers of people that are going to the food banks for the first time. By the way, if you make a donation to, say, the Greater Boston Food Bank, for every $20 you donate, it provides 60 meals. So maybe you could be a little bit more careful with how much food you're wasting and then take that extra $20 and make a donation to one of the food banks or one of the amazing organizations that's helping to feed veterans or anybody that's donating food to help, the lunch programs for kids that are out of school. I was shocked that it was 25% that Americans throw the food away. David said, I just bought half a cow. Yeah, now imagine taking 25% of what you just bought and throwing it away. It's just insane. Mickey, compost your food waste. I do that in my garden, and it's awesome. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Just something to think about. The Walmart in Worcester had to close because they just had 23 employees test positive for the coronavirus. So I thought that was a little bit crazy. I mean, we talk about all of the heroes, all of the people that are on the front lines of this right now, and it's not just the healthcare workers and the first responders and the National Guard soldiers, but we've been talking extensively, obviously, about the truck drivers and the people working in all of the stores. And what they're starting to see now is not only are the healthcare workers getting sick at an above average rate, but also people working in stores because of what we always talk about, the viral load, that they're exposed to more people and more sick people. And so when they get sick, they don't just tend to get sick, they tend to get sicker. So that's 23 people just at the Walmart in Worcester that I was just reading about. Now, some good news came from our hero, Dr. Fauci, today. They did a massive international double-blind study on this drug called remdesivir. I know I'm not pronouncing that right, but it's close enough. You can Google the study because I'm not going to go through all the stats with you, but it's spelled REMDESIVIR. And he said that this shows promise, and one of the things that they say this drug does is help shorten the number of days that you're actually sick. And again, this is a study that's been conducted by multiple countries and was a double-blind study. So the scientists, this is the first thing that there has been science to back up. Hey, Tommy! This is the first time where there have been, scientists from around the world that are seeing something to be optimistic about. And they're telling everybody, obviously, don't get too excited right now, but we may be turning a corner when it comes to treatment options and things that might actually help to save people. Remdesivir, I believe is how you pronounce it. The other scientific breakthrough, and I thought this was friggin' hilarious, is that Pfizer is saying that they could have a vaccine ready by fall. Pfizer. I don't know, because I know exactly what you're thinking, because it's exactly what I was thinking when I read the article. Yes, David, can we work on a cure rather than a vaccine? Yeah, exactly. So Pfizer is saying that they might have a vaccine ready by fall. And all I could think of is, does it give you a boner? Does that make me a bad person? It's Pfizer. Like, you can't not think of Pfizer without Viagra. It's like, it's what we think about, the friggin' blue pill. I don't know if it has any of the active ingredients of Viagra in this possible vaccine, but who knows? Maybe it could be a dual purpose. Maybe you could go and get vaccinated for the coronavirus and it cures erectile dysfunction. Last night we were talking about how they were testing female sex hormones on male COVID-19 patients because 75% of the people that are in the ICUs and on ventilators that have the coronavirus are men. So I'm just asking questions. I am not Dr. Fauci. I'm not Dr. Birx. I'm not an expert. Just worried about your penis. That's all. Roger Goodell has announced staff furloughs, salary reductions, and personnel cuts for the NFL, including NFL Films and the NFL Network. To me, what I read into that, and no, I am not a sports broadcaster, but to me, if the NFL is starting to make some cuts, that tells me that maybe the season's not going to start on time, the football season, even if they played with no crowds in the stands. That's not a good sign. Can we blame that on Tom Brady leaving? I'm just curious, just asking the questions. Now, speaking of the Patriots, if you're wondering what the description of this live video is, you know how there's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? I've cut that in half with the degrees between me and Bill Belichick. Let me explain. I have Wednesday, who is napping. Wednesday has an Instagram, Wednesday the Goth Pug, if you want to follow her. Bill Belichick has his Klekai little mini husky looking dog that everybody saw on television during the online draft. Bill Belichick's dog has an Instagram called the Swoosh Dog for Nike. Get it? The Swoosh Dog. Obviously, we all know Bill Belichick is not running this Instagram account because it's InstaFace and SnapFuck and whatever the hell else he calls it. But I will tell you that Wednesday and Nike have now connected on Instagram because Wednesday is now following the Swoosh Dog on Instagram, which in my weird, twisted, masshole brain means me and Bill Belichick are now like this. I'm just saying. I don't know if he's going to ask me for, advice on like trades or draft picks or, anything, but I'm just saying that Wednesday now has an in with the hoodie because she's friends on Instagram one way, because Nike's not following her back, but one way on Instagram. So that is the most masshole thing I can say, is that my dog follows Bill Belichick's dog on Instagram. Thank you very much. Was that 3 degrees? Could happen. Will says, and UFOs are real. Oh, trust me, we talked about that last night. Like, I still can't believe that the fucking Pentagon declassified multiple military videos from goddamn fighter jets of UFOs confirming that they were violating all the laws of propulsion and speed and all that stuff that we know to be scientifically true right now from 2 coasts in 2 different years, and nobody on the news is even talking about it because of the virus. Like, it's not even a thing. Like, you can't deny that UFOs, meaning unidentified flying objects, are in fact real. Although that's not what they call them now. What do they call them? Unidentified aerial phenomenon. Because they don't want to admit the UFO thing. But they're fucking UFOs. And the Pentagon confirmed that they're goddamn real. And nobody cares. That's how fucked up this world is right now. That's how crazy 2020 is that we got confirmation from the Pentagon that there's shit flying around from outer space being followed by our fighter jets, and everybody's like, yeah, but coronavirus, 2020. I'm telling you, they're going to be talking about this year for decades. It's going to be in the history books. Our brains are... Diva says Bill Belichick is recruiting the first alien. Wouldn't that be unbelievable? Like, that would be amazing. Are there rules? I mean, there's rules against pot. There's rules against performance-enhancing drugs. Are there rules against extraterrestrials? Female extraterrestrials? Name the movie. You know the quote. Okay. What else did I have to tell you? Oh. Guys, I made the most amazing friggin' grilled cheese sandwich today. Follow me. You know how much I love pumpernickel bread because I love it. No one's buying it, so I can find it when I go looking for it at the store. Pumpernickel bread, tomato slices, crispy bacon, cheese. That's what I had for dinner before I came into the war room with Fernandez's sangria. It may have been the best grilled cheese sandwich I've ever had. It was so friggin' good. Feel free to post your best grilled cheese sandwich in the world recipes because I'm probably going to be on a grilled cheese sandwich kick now, and suggestions, please. That would be fantastic. No, it was 16 candles, by the way. Earth girls are easy, all that. Remember when the nerdy guy with the hot girl passed out in the convertible goes to the other nerds' houses and needs the camera? And they're like, what is it? Extraterrestrial? No. Female extraterrestrial? No. What could be better than female extraterrestrials? 16 candles. You're welcome. So put your grilled cheese sandwich recipes on there because it was unbelievable and it was fantastic. Today, if you are a firefighter, today was an interesting anniversary. Check this out, 168 years ago today, the first firebox alarm was received in Boston. You know, the fireboxes, those have been up in the city of Boston for 168 years. And the anniversary of the first alarm from 168 years ago was today. I couldn't believe that it was 168 years ago that those things have been out there. And I mean, now it's like we all have mobile phones and you could just call 911 or I don't know, you could fucking Snapchat the fire department and they'll show up in 3 minutes. But all those boxes are still serviced and they all still work. And I love the fact that they're still there. It's like the little bit of history and whatever, but it's 168 years. So happy anniversary to all of you smoke eaters and Jakes out there. I had to tell you guys this story. And to my college friend, Mickey, who lives in Portland, Oregon, this story is for you, darling. There is a new drive-through strip club in Portland, Oregon. It's called the Lucky Devil Lounge in Portland. I'm sure my friend Mickey has never been there. Your car pulls into the parking lot. The DJ starts a song. The dancers come out. Yes, there are poles. They have gloves and masks on. They dance for you. They bring food out to you like Sonic. And you get a free roll of toilet paper. The quote from the owner was this, quote, "People are stoked," end quote. It's freaking genius. And you know what they're doing to like create like the driving lanes? They have like that bike rack barricade, like the stuff they use on the friggin' sides of the road during the marathon. And you drive in, DJ starts, dancing lights, girls come out in like, I don't know, sexy nurse outfits with their masks and gloves on. I guess maybe you could get the best grilled cheese ever in the parking lot of the strip club. But it's called the Lucky Devil Lounge in Portland, Oregon. So if you want to laugh, you can Google the Lucky Devil Lounge, and I'm sure you can see the setup that they got. But I thought it was friggin' hilarious. And these are the things that when I read them on the internet, either after we get out of the war room late at night or during the day, like in the morning when I'm scrolling through Twitter and stuff, looking for stuff to talk to you guys about. It was like 11 o'clock this morning. I see that story. Actually, full disclosure, somebody sent it to me and said, show prep for cocktails in the war room. But then I'm like counting the hours down until I get to sit in here with you guys because I can't wait to tell you these crazy ass friggin' stories because only in America, like the rest of the world's battling the coronavirus and like in Italy, there's like people playing accordions on balconies. No, in America, drive-through strip clubs giving out free toilet paper, bringing food to you car side. Don't tread on me. All right, some seriousness for 2 seconds. Let me get through some of these numbers just so you know what's going on. Today, in the United States, there are 1.06 million confirmed cases of the coronavirus with 123,000 confirmed recoveries and 61,361 fatalities. In Massachusetts, in the last 24 hours, there have been 1,963 new cases, 60,265 total cases, 3,405 fatalities. I do not know how many people have recovered in Massachusetts. I couldn't find that number. However, the overall number of people tested in the Commonwealth only is 265, 618 people tested so far in Massachusetts. So, remember when that night we were sitting in the war room and I got really upset at the notion that they were talking about between 100 and 240,000 Americans dying from this virus. Then they came out and said that that it's not going to be that bad because of all of the social distancing and all of that. And those numbers were supposed to be until August. Well, now we're at 61,361 fatalities. I think it might, like, we're going to get to over 100,000 people. Like, and at first it was, this is definitely going to happen. And then they said, no, actually the models were based on 50% of the people social distancing and following all of those rules. So now the numbers are going to come down on the number of deaths because people are being so careful. But now we've already hit over 61,000 fatalities. So maybe it is as bad as they projected a few weeks ago when I got all freaking crazy sad and was crying in here because I just got overwhelmed at that amount of people. I mean, how many people fit into Gillette Stadium? Is it 68,000? How many tickets do they sell for a Pats game? That's the image that I have in my head when you start talking about numbers in the 60,000s, is I just imagine a full Patriots football game and that many people being gone. And it's just, U.S. recovered 147,411. Okay, well then it's higher than the 123,000 number that I had earlier. So that's good, Ralph. Thank you very much. William says 68,000. Will says 65,000. So that's about how many people go to a Pats game when it's sold out. So that's kind of what's in my head. And like, you go to a game and you look when the stands are freaking packed, like that's the amount of people. It's just overwhelming and crazy. And Jeff says stands are going to be empty this season. Yeah, but as we were talking about that, the commissioner's laying off people and furloughing people. So does that mean that the season is either going to be cut short or start late or whatever, or they're not going to have the preseason games? I don't know. Okay, guys, we need to send Brianna some love. She says, I just found out that my aunt passed away of COVID on Sunday night. So as we've talked about almost every night here in the War Room, what it must be like for a family to deal with this loss and not be able to do it properly, to not be able to have the religious ceremonies, just the community mourning process, to not be able to grieve as a family the way that you would want, to not be able to pay tribute to a loved one the way that you would normally do it, especially to be able to have, awake and calling hours, to have that person be shown, to hear the stories about your loved one and all of that. And Brianna, who is a member of our family here, is going through this kind of loss right now. So we love you, Brianna. We're so sorry for your loss, but we're here for you. So send our love to your family and all your friends, please. And it's very sad about your aunt, and I'm so sorry. It just, like I said, I just can't, I can't imagine having to go through that as a family right now. It's got to be so hard. I'm sorry, I keep scratching my face. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I keep getting tickled by a hair, and it's driving me bananas. Okay, I wanted to show you guys my t-shirt because we have been going through my collection of old concert shirts. I don't remember who it was the other night that commented about how Extreme played Leominster High School in 1989 before they were like More Than Words Extreme, like when they were just Flight of the Angry Bumblebee Extreme, like the local band that we all knew. So I dug out the shirt. This is the shirt that I bought at my high school in 1989 when Extreme played there. It is faded and it's old. It says, if you don't like what you see here, get the funk out. And it says Funky Metal Tour 1989 on the back. I found it. I had to go digging, but I totally found it. I don't even know if like Gary Sharon and Pat Badger and all of those guys even know that I still have this thing. But I thought it was hilarious and I wanted to wear it, which is why I dug out my high school pint glass to have Fernandez's sangria out of it today. Okay, so your War Room artifact for tonight, it's actually 2. I wanted to show them to you. I will preface this by saying I had to cover up some information on the front, and I can't show you the back because it has personal information that's printed on the back, fingerprints and all of that kind of shit. But I wanted to show you guys, remember how I told you the story about how my producer in Afghanistan lost his IDs? I wanted to show you what the press IDs looked like that I had to wear in Iraq and Afghanistan. So this, now I want you to understand, these pictures got taken in country, and it was friggin' hot, and I looked like a hot mess. But this is my press ID from Iraq. And I love that it has WAF on it. Like, I just think that's hilarious. So this is my 2006 Iraq ID. And then this is my 2011 press ID from Afghanistan. And so those IDs, we had to wear them on a lanyard, like a backstage pass. We were given those for anywhere that we traveled through our whole time in the country. But then we were given different badges to get on and off specific bases. And then we had documentation that we had to keep with us all the time as well. Our passport, our military orders, and then any other kind of documentation that they required us to have. So we had these big like pouches that like tourists wear that had all of this stuff. But these press IDs had to be visible at all times. So like we would have this thing with all these documents in it, and then this had to be attached on the outside. But that's what these looked like. So I thought you guys would be interested to see what they look like. Obviously, they're long expired. I'm not showing you anything classified. The IDs don't look like this anymore, depending on where you're going. But I thought it was pretty hilarious and wanted to show you guys what they looked like. So there you go. Those are my press IDs. And of course I saved them because I save everything. But they make me laugh for sure. So that's them. And then I also selected a cocktail for you guys tonight out of the New American Bartender's Handbook. God, the struggle is real. I can't stop itching. It like one hair, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it keeps like wafting over and just tickling like my face right in this general area, and it's driving me friggin' bananas. Okay, this drink has no eggs and no dairy in it, so it's already better than some of those other drinks. This is called a Cuban Cutie. It's 2 ounces of white rum, 2/3 of an ounce of passion fruit juice. We don't have a lot of drinks with passion fruit juice in it, so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to pick it. It has 3 ounces of grenadine in it. That's a lot of freaking sugar. You are going to get a hangover like crazy from this thing. It also has 3 ounces of fresh orange juice and a lime wedge to garnish. So between the passion fruit juice, the grenadine, and the orange juice, you got to hydrate if you're drinking a Cuban Cutie, because otherwise tomorrow your head is going to hurt. It says shake the ingredients, strain into an ice-filled highball glass, garnish with a lime wedge, and serve. And that's called a Cuban Cutie. So there you go. Sounds like it's good for summer. And I bet if you put ice in a blender, like that would make like a really good like daiquiri kind of thing. No dairy, no eggs. Tracy says, face police. I know, the face police, Rick, are going to arrest me. I can't help it. It's like, I don't know if it's that or if I have like little bug bites from those fucking black flies, but I'm like itchy. Like even just talking about those bugs, I'm like itchy. They were attacking my face. It was driving me crazy. Eric says, thank fucking God, no goddamn cream. Yes, exactly. Kathy says, instant puke fest. The name alone is awesome, says Steven. That's what caught my eye originally, was the name. I thought it was freaking hilarious. Diane says, I think I'll just grab some limoncello since I don't have any of those ingredients. Oh, there is a place in Salem, New Hampshire. It's an Italian restaurant called the Colosseum, and it is fantastic. It doesn't look old school because it's kind of in a strip mall, and you would drive by it and not think the food was authentic or very good, but it is some of the best Italian food I have ever had. And the first time that I went there, the owner, who when you walk in has got pictures with like multiple popes and presidents, like this guy is old school. And the owner's walking around the restaurant. They had the guys with the accordions, the old men with the, I'm telling you, when things open, I don't know if they're doing takeout, but first of all, if you live anywhere around like the Methuen, Salem, if you live up there, you probably know about the Colosseum. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But if you're up for a drive, go online and find the Colosseum in Salem, New Hampshire. And if they are doing takeout, order the chicken Colosseum, which is like this like roasted chicken that's stuffed with cheese and prosciutto. It's unbelievable. Anyway, the first time I went there, the owner was walking around and brought over the homemade limoncello that they make and brought it over and was like, this is your first time here. Welcome to the Colosseum. Compliments of, the restaurant, have some. It was some of the best limoncello I have ever had. And now that you commented on limoncello, that's all I want right now. See, there's people saying, Eric says the Colosseum is awesome. If you got to go there, but Tony says, my mouth is watering. The owner is quite a character, says Kimberly. Totally a character, totally old school. But if the Colosseum is doing takeout, this is a great way to support a family-owned local restaurant. Take the ride up there. But I'm telling you, the Chicken Colosseum, I've never had a bad meal there. And the tiramisu, it's so good. But if they're open and doing takeout, it would be a great, go up there and then go driving around or whatever. But it's what I get every time I go there is the Chicken Colosseum, because I'm a sucker for prosciutto, and it's so good. Paul says, my late mother loved it. She had good taste. Exactly. Mark wants to know where it is. It's in Salem, New Hampshire. So just look it up. It's called the Colosseum in Salem, New Hampshire. It's right over the border in New Hampshire. And Brianna says, you had me at prosciutto. Yeah, exactly. Salem, New Hampshire. Not Salem, Mass, Salem, New Hampshire. But the food is really authentic. You can tell it's homemade. It is absolutely delicious. And it's a fantastic local homemade restaurant, family owned. So I really hope that they're one of the restaurants that's doing takeout. And if they are, if you live anywhere near there, please get takeout and support them, because it's delicious. And thank you, Steph. It's on Route 28 in Salem, New Hampshire. So there you go. But the food, telling you, it's so freaking good. It's delicious. Eric, thank you. Just looked it up online. They are doing takeout. Okay. If you're up for a drive, depending on where you live, even if you got to drive a half hour or more, I'm telling you, the food is unreal. I don't know the owner. I don't know anyone that works there. Nobody asked me to promote them. Just somebody said limoncello, and it made me think of their limoncello because the owner gave it to us. And yes, it's old school Italian. It's really, really good. I hope you guys, if you go there, have a good experience, because I would like to think that I give good food advice for the places that I go. But it's just delicious. I've never had a bad meal there, and I've eaten there probably over a dozen times. I used to live up in that neck of the woods for a long time. Michelle says tomorrow night, limoncello shots at 8:30. Do we want to do limoncello shots tomorrow night? I mean, is that something we want to do? There are no rules in the war room. This is, we ask these questions and you guys can vote. I love that you guys are all exit 2 off 93. You guys are like giving out directions. It's fantastic. Limoncello shots tomorrow night. Yes, I believe they have eggplant patty, and it's delicious. Mwah. Love you, Steph. Yeah, hi, Kyle. That's an inside joke. I'll fill you guys in on it later. Mark says Sully from Godsmack is a regular. Just saying. I know. I've eaten there with him. Pumpernickel, Parmigiana, and prosciutto. Mickey, you know what's up. All three of those things. I make the rules, says Mike and Becky. Okay, then let's do limoncello shots tomorrow night. Okay, before I go, this is my last question. If you have an Italian relative, so an Italian grandmother, like whatever, just a show of hands or put the Italian flag in the comments, however you want to mark yourselves. Right now, who has a bottle of limoncello in their freezer? I have like 4 and a bottle of orangello as well that somebody commented about before. Patty says parking lot takeout limoncello. Who has limoncello in their freezer right now? Thank you, Eric, for saying blueberry cobbler. It's never going to not make me laugh. Amber says yes. Rick says yes. Steven says yes. Hey, Gerard, he says he's sober 15 months today and he's still hanging out in the war room. You are a friggin' badass, Gerard. Congratulations. That's an amazing accomplishment, and you should be very proud. Diane says yes. Oh, blueberry juice with limoncello. Yeah, it's really, really good. Melissa says yes. Ooh, Rick has homemade limoncello from the wife in the freezer. Ashley, she's got the last name and the limoncello in the freezer. Philip says yes. I'm telling you, it's a thing. Tammy says, I'm Polish and I have a bottle of limoncello in the freezer. Yeah, so good. Oh, it's fantastic. All right, well, here's the deal. Tomorrow night, cocktails in the war room, Thursday, April 30th. Tomorrow night, limoncello shots if you have them. Otherwise, bring a shot of your favorite, and we'll do that tomorrow night. All right? All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me again. I love spending my night with you guys. I'm glad that I had a good day, and it sounds like most of you guys had a good day too. Before I go, I want to just run down all of those emergency numbers just so that you guys have them one more time. mass.gov/COVID-19 is where you want to go for resources here in Massachusetts. SafeLinks number, if you're having any kind of domestic issues, 877-785-2020. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline is 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-8255, or you can find them online at suicidepreventionlifeline.org. And finally, the Nursing Home Family Resource Line is 617-660-5399. You may not think you need that information until you need that information. So just have it handy, just at the ready in case somebody that you know might need that information. And it could save a life. It could get someone out of trouble. It could just be super helpful. And the way that things are right now, being able to help somebody not only helps them, but when you feel useless, powerless, whatever, when you're locked in the house and you feel like you're not part of a community and you feel like you're not contributing, you could really help someone. And maybe that could be why if you want to go with that whole butterfly effect of like, you want to find meaning in everything, you could get somebody out of a real bad life situation or possibly keep them from harming themselves. And maybe that's why you're home right now, is so that you could have been the one to answer the phone when they called. So try to stay positive. Know that you're loved. Ask for help if you need it. There are so many of us that are here that want to help people if we can. If you need resources, come to the war room and let us know. with everybody that is in here every night at 8:30, we could probably solve problems for you. We could at least steer you in the right direction of getting the resources and the help that you need. So don't be afraid to ask. Know that you're loved, that you're valued, and that you have a place. And if you feel like you don't have a place, you have a place every night at 8:30 in here with us. And that's all we need right now. So let's take care of each other. Don't lick anything weird. Wash your damn hands. And don't be that fucking asshole prick that's at Home Depot with no mask, purposefully coughing just to piss people off. Don't be that guy. All right, limoncello shots tomorrow night at 8:30. Thank you guys for hanging out in the War Room. I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And good night to my new bestie, Bill Belichick. Tell the swoosh dog I said hi. Wednesday says her love. Bye, guys.